Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the English online class. And I hope that you all are enjoying this chapter, Albert Einstein at School, from your supplementary reader. Before I continue with the chapter, let's have a quick feedback of what we have done in the previous videos. As we people have seen that basically this chapter is imparting a beautiful moral that education doesn't mean mugging up what is there already given in the book, but to use your brain to have ideas, creations, inventions, discoveries. That's what is education actually. And under one such circumstances, Albert Einstein was expelled from the school. And let us see that further what happened with him. But before that, what are the basic reasons that he was so very uncomfortable in his that present German school that we will be seeing. So the story started in this manner that his history teacher, Mr. Braun, in his school, asked him a question regarding the war that broke out between the Prussians and the French in the Waterloo. And when he was inquired or he was asked what was the year in which this war broke out, he said that why should I bother to read or to learn or to by heart it when whenever I want I can just turn the pages of my history book and find out when it had happened. Now, that was more than enough for Mr. Brown to feel that what this boy is talking about. So he asked Albert, "Do you not believe in education?" He said that, "No, sir, I do believe in education, but education doesn't mean just to read and by heart what is already given in the book. Education means ideas." So Mr. Braun, he very sarcastically he asked Albert to explain his so-called theory of education, and to his dismay, actually he was surprised, Mr. Braun, that Albert, instead of feeling insulted or taunted, he really went ahead with the explanation of his theory of education. He took the point of the Waterloo battle itself and he started his explanation, and then he was stopped in between by Mr. Braun, and Mr. Braun insulted him by calling him like ungrateful, disgraceful, and all those kind of adjectives he used for him. And he said that you need to stay back in the school, though it will do no good to you, not to the school, and why don't you ask your father to take you away? To that, Albert, he knew the answer very well, that his father will never do so because he would like him to stay there and complete his diploma. Then we have seen that the day seems to be miserable, not because he got scolding from his history teacher, which was a very daily routine for him, but the fact was that the next day morning he has to go back to the same school. So from that itself we can understand the peak to which the frustration was building up inside Albert related to that school. Then we came across his lodging, means where he was staying. That was even more worse. It has been said that his father, due to lack of money, he just got a one room or his living arrangement he has done in the poor slum area of Munich. Albert never had trouble with all that thing. Means like slum area and dirtiness and then food trouble. He never had trouble with regard to all that. His only problem was slum violence. Here, what was the slum violence? Slum violence was landlady. Landlady, she used to beat her children. Means it was a kind of a weekly routine, you know. Little funny it is, but it was a kind of a weekly routine. The landlady, she used to beat her children every day. Literally every day she used to beat, and obviously when the children used to be beaten, they used to howl and shout. So such a lot of noise used to be there. And then on Saturdays, that landlady's husband, he used to come drunk and he used to beat the wife, means the landlady. So it was like a 24/7 show over there, and that was something that Albert was very much disturbed of. In spite of all this disappointments and all this kind of frustration, he had a very good friend of his over there. He made one friend. His name was Yuri, and he always used to share with Yuri all these troubles of his. And Yuri, he used to like console him, saying that, "Oh, you worry, at least you have got a room of your own, you can stay over there," and all those things he used to tell him. To that, Albert said that even though you are living in the poor boys hostel, at least those boys are civilized. At that particular statement, Yuri gave another one statement, that is, recently one duel, Mortal Kombat. It took place, a fight took place between two boys in which one got dead, and then Albert was curious to know what happened with the one who killed. So Yuri said that, what? Nothing. He is just worried that he will not be getting more chances to fight because the authorities have said not to do. And more than that, he is worried that he didn't get any wounds during the fight to show off to the people that, oh, yeah, see, this is the wound I got. And in that fight, I won and I killed the other person. So Albert was totally, it was like he was totally aghast. He was just thinking, oh my god, these are the students? Then Yuri said that, yeah, these are the students and you will be one among them soon. Now, after that, we have seen in the very third page the conversation between Albert and his cousin sister, and cousin sister Elsa. And basically, this cousin sister, she says, stays in Berlin. Her father is a businessman, but she often visits Albert, and she keeps on telling Albert that he has to clear his diploma. He has to clear his diploma. But Albert said to her that chances seems to be very negligible because I'm not able to do it. Then Elsa said that, what is there to think about it? So many stupid boys are there over there who can study and who can just by heart. Like a parrot, you just have to read. And then you have to just repeat the same thing in the examination. And moreover, the basic logic or the theory of learning of the youngsters of today, means according to that time, is that you need not understand anything, you just by heart and repeat it in the examination. Then Albert said, that's what the problem is, because I cannot by heart anything. I need to understand. And then Elsa said that you always talk about not able to understand, not able to study, not interested, and you always carry a book under your arm. What book you are carrying? He said that it is a book of geology, related to the science related to that branch which is related to the study of rocks and all. No? So she asked that whether they teach you this in school. So Albert was very disappointed and he said very sadly that this is what the saddest part is, that they don't teach any science in my school. And Albert was very much interested in science. So she asked that, why then do you carry when it is not there in your school syllabus? He said that, I like it. Is that reason not enough for me to carry the book? Yeah, definitely. If you like something, if you love something, that reason is more than enough to be with that thing. So Albert said that. Then Elsa, she said, definitely that reason is enough, but it cannot help you to get your diploma, so you need to work out that point of yours. Now, like this, a few months passed away, and Albert, at last, he felt that it was too much for him, and he cannot continue like this further. And he said to Yuri that, Yuri, I cannot do this now any further, and even if I do, it will be totally kind of you can say that ditching myself as well as my father, whose money is getting wasted over here. And then he said that something has to be done. Then suddenly, after we are talking about Albert Einstein, intellectual personality, okay, so suddenly an idea struck him and he asked Yuri that, Yuri, do you know any doctor to whom you are very friendly? Then Yuri said that, as such, I don't know any friendly doctor, but there are certain medical students of mine who are friends, and in that way I might be knowing some doctor. But what's going on in your head? Then Albert said that, I can do one thing. If I want to get rid of the school, I can get a certificate from one of the doctor stating that I am suffering from nervous breakdown, means heavy depression, high depression. Okay, and because of that reason, it is not good for me to go to school, and I must stay away from school. Then Yuri said that, how's that possible? Which doctor will write down and give you like this for you? He said, I need to find out one doctor, a doctor who deals with nerves, a neurologist type, a nervous system. Okay. Then Yuri said that, okay, I know some passed out students, and I'll inquire. Chances are there that you may get. And Albert was happy, like he was on the seventh cloud. And he said that, okay, yeah, really, you can get me that? And when he said this, Yuri said that, oh, you seem to be very happy, but if you look so happy, how you are going to get that certificate of nervous breakdown? Albert said that, oh, don't worry about it. Because as I will go to school continuously for 2 to 4 days, then no problem, no issues at all. I will be in a condition in which any doctor will be convinced that I am suffering from a nervous breakdown. And then this is what the talk between him and Yuri took place, and for the first time he seemed to be very less nervous, Miss Albert, and he laughed as well. So let's see what was there holding up in the next few parts. Certainly he had lost his high spirits when Yuri saw him next. I can't stand it any longer, he said. I really shall have a nervous breakdown that will satisfy any doctor. Keep it up then, said Yuri. I have found a doctor for you. You have? Albert's face lit up. Oh, good. When can I see him? I have an appointment for you for tomorrow evening. Yuri said, here's the address. He handed Albert a piece of paper. Dr. Ernest Whale. Is he a specialist in nervous troubles? Asked Albert. Not exactly, Yuri admitted. As a matter of fact, he only qualified as a doctor last week. You may even be his first patient. You knew him as a student then? I have known Ernest for years. Yuri hesitated for a few moments. He's not a fool. He warned Albert. What do you mean? Don't try to pull the wool over his eyes. That's all. Be frank with him. But don't pretend you have got what you haven't. Not that you would deceive anyone, Yuri added. You are the world's worst liar. Albert spent the next day wondering what to tell the doctor. When the time arrived for his appointment, he had worried over it so much that he really was quite nervous. Okay, what Albert said to Yuri, that regarding nervous breakdown, to show to a doctor that he's really a sufferer, he just have to go to school for a day or two. And then after that meeting, when Yuri met him the next time, really, Albert, who was talking so highly in the previous meeting, was looking very dull, very low. And then he said to Yuri, please, I cannot take it any longer. And I will really have a nervous breakdown if I don't get a doctor. Then Yuri said that this situation, this particular emotions and feelings of yours, no, of nervousness, just keep it up because I succeeded in getting a doctor for you. And Albert's face, it lit up, means it was glowing like a 100-watt bulb. And then he said that, oh, really good, you have got a doctor, and when I'm able to see him? Then Yuri said that the next evening, means the very next day evening, you'll be able to get, I have got the appointment and here's the address. And he gave the paper in which address was written to Albert. Then Albert started reading it, the name of the doctor. The name of the doctor was Dr. Ernest Whale. And then he asked Yuri, Yuri, is he a specialist in nervous troubles? Then Yuri said that, no, it's not like that. Actually, he is a fresh passed out doctor. Just last week he became a doctor. And chances are there that he might, and that you might be his very first patient. Okay, this is the condition. So a very fresh passed out doctor was supposed to see Albert. Then Albert asked him, inquired that whether you knew him as a student. Then he said, Yuri, he started talking about Ernest Whale. He said that, see, I know Ernest from quite a long time, and I would like to tell you one thing, that he's not a fool. He said to Albert. Literally means he warned Albert. He said that he's not a fool. Then Albert said that, what do you mean by that? Then Yuri said one thing. He said that don't try to pull the wool over his eyes. Wool over his eyes means don't try to deceive him. Means धोखा देने की कोशिश मत करना. ठीक है. मतलब आंखों पे पर्दा डाल के धोखा देने की कोशिश करना, जैसे अपन बोलते हैं ना, दैट्स व्हाट इट इज. एंड ही सेड दैट actually why he said so, because see, Albert wanted a nervous breakdown certificate, and we all know that Albert said that when he will go, it may seem like, that means that Albert really don't suffer from a nervous breakdown, but he was ready to create a situation of so, or otherwise without creating a situation he wanted the certificate. So that's why Yuri said that you be little frank to him. Tell him openly that I'm not having nervous breakdown, but I want a certificate of nervous breakdown. I want to be rid of the school. But don't try to pretend what you are not. And then Yuri said that, see, I don't say all those things because you are going to deceive someone. तुम किसी को धोखा देने वाले हो इसीलिए नहीं. The only thing is that you are a worst liar. Means you cannot tell lies. So please don't try that. Now Albert, from the next day, the whole day, he had been sitting down and thinking. He spent the whole day thinking over that what I'm supposed to tell the doctor, what I'm supposed to tell the doctor, what I'm supposed to tell the doctor. This is what was going on in his head again and again. And you know how it is. Like, say for example, if you are summoned by a higher authority of yours, if you are a student, if the principal calls you, if you are a working person, if the boss calls you, it will be there in your head. If the boss says that tomorrow come and meet me, I need to talk to you. If the principal says that tomorrow you need to report to me, I want to talk to you. Then from the time you receive the message till the time you actually meet the person, it's like in your head, oh my God, what is the reason? What is the reason? What is the reason? What might be the possible thing, or the possible reason that the person called me, and all those things. And it will be like, you will be half dead, or you can say that you will be nervous to your bones. So it will be now the nervousness running down your body. So same condition, Albert. What I'm going to tell the doctor? What I'm going to tell the doctor? This was going on in his head, and by the time he actually went to the doctor, he was nervous like anything. So let's see further. I don't really know how to describe my trouble, Dr. Whale, he began. Don't try, said the young doctor with a friendly smile. Yuri has already given me a history of the case. Oh, what did he say? Only that you want me to think you have had a nervous breakdown and say that you mustn't go back to that school. Oh dear, Albert's face fell. He shouldn't have told you that. Why no? Why not? Isn't it true then? Yes, that's the trouble. Now you will say there's nothing wrong with me and you will tell me to go back to school. Okay, now see the conversation between our Albert Einstein and the doctor. He went to the doctor and he said to the doctor, Dr. Wade, actually, I don't know how to explain my trouble to you. Then Dr. Young fellow, he smiled, a very friendly smile, and he said that, don't worry about it. Yuri already told me about the history of your case, means what you want. Then Albert asked, oh really? What did he say? Then doctor said that, only this much that I am supposed to think that you have had. Now you might be thinking that why have and had is used. Have and had means in the past he was having, and in the present also he is having. So he said that Yuri had told me that I'm supposed to imagine, I'm supposed to think, I'm supposed to assume that you have had nervous breakdown and you did not go to school because of that reason. Albert's face fell. Why his face fell? Out of embarrassment, you know. What an awkward situation that he has come to a doctor asking for a fake certificate. So he said that, he said so. He should not have told like that. Then doctor said that, why? Why not? Is that not true that you want me to think that you are suffering from nervous breakdown, though you are not? That's what he said. That is what he meant by that. Then Albert said that that is what the trouble is, doctor. Now that you know that it is all fake, I'm not actually suffering, but I want you to think that I'm suffering and give me a certificate. Definitely, you will say that, oh, you are so well, you are all good. You must not think in this manner. You must go back to school, and all those things you will be telling. To that, what Dr. Whale said, you see. Don't be too sure of that, said the doctor. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure you are in a nervous state about that school. But I haven't told you anything about it, said Albert, wide eyed. How can you know that? Because you wouldn't have come to see me about this if you hadn't been pretty close to a nervous breakdown. That's why. Now, said the doctor briskly, if I certify that you have had a nervous breakdown and must stay away from school for a while, what will you do? I'll go to Italy, said Albert, to Milan, where my parents are. And what will you do there? I'll try to get into an Italian college or institute. How can you? Without a diploma? I'll ask my mathematics teacher to give me something about my work, and perhaps that will be enough. I have learnt all the maths they teach at school and a bit more, he added when Dr. Whale looked doubtful. Well, it's up to you, he said. I doubt if it will come off, but I can see you are not doing yourself or anyone else much good by staying here. How long would you like me to say you should stay away from school? Would 6 months be all right? This is very kind of you. It's nothing. I have only just stopped being a student myself, so I know how you feel. Here you are. Dr. Whale handed him the certificate and the best of luck. Now, Dr. Whale, when Albert said that you will ask me to go back to the school, the young doctor seems to be very understanding. He said that don't be so sure about that. Actually, I'm very sure, pretty sure I am, that you really are suffering from a nervous state about this, especially about the school. Then Albert, he asked, how come you know that thing? Because I never said anything to you. Then doctor said that I can guess this because if you hadn't been very close to this kind of nervous breakdown situation regarding the school, you would have not been here. So he asked him further that, okay, if I give you a certificate of nervous breakdown to stay away from school, what are you going to do? Then Albert said that I'll go back to my home where my parents are, Milan, means Italy. And then he said that further what you will do? I'll take an admission in any of the Italian college or university, means institute. Then he said, doctor said that how is that possible without completing your diploma? Means here diploma means like how you complete your schooling and then go to college. Now you can just think in that way. So he said that, oh no worries, doctor. I will ask my one of the teacher, mathematics teacher, to give me something. Means we call it as reference letter. Means like somebody will refer that of the good character, of the intelligence, etc. In those days maybe it has worked in that manner. So he said that I will ask my mathematics teacher to write down something about me and give, because I have done basically the entire maths in the school properly, so I might get chance to get into a Italian institute. Then the doctor said that, well, it's up to you that what you're going to do, but I doubt that you should not be off over here, because even if you're staying here, you're not doing good to anyone, neither to you nor to anybody else. So you just tell me how long you want to stay away from the school, whether 6 months will do. Then Albert was more than happy. He said, yeah, very kind of you. Then the doctor said that, oh, come on, please. I was also a student and I know that how a student feels. So here you are. And best of luck, he said, and he gave him the certificate. How much? Nothing. If you have anything to spare, invite Yuri to a meal. He's a good friend of mine and yours too, I think. Albert had no money to spare, but he pretended he had and took Yuri out to supper. Now, when he gave him the certificate and he wished him all luck, he said that how much do I have to pay for the certificate? Then doctor said that, oh, I don't want anything. But instead of that, if you can just invite Yuri for a meal, because he is a good friend of mine as well as yours. So if that you do, it's good. That will be like paying me the fees. And Albert, though he was not having any money to spare, but still he invited Yuri for supper. And here I will halt, and the rest we people will be having with the concluding video in the next class. Till then, goodbye, take care.